Greetings to Dr. Maria and everyone. I'm ARIF AIMAN and I would like to thank you for letting me present my critical analysis of the 10 minutes video on ESL teaching and learning. I will first look at the weakness presented by the teacher in the recording, one of them being that the time used in the lesson was not utilized properly. From the video, the students have to be instructed to sit by the group around halfway into the recording, which shows that the students were not informed about how the lesson is supposed to go. This both causes some time loss as well as not give the students a proper learning experience from my perspective at least, as they did not get to study a bit into the upcoming topic. I have also noticed that the digital slides seem very lacking in its appeal as there is only the bare minimum needed to get the point across. The students all appear to be quite young and from me, I remember how little of an attention span I had at that age, so I would say that the mostly white slides would lose their attention really quick. Moving on from that, there are still some strengths that could be pointed out from the lesson, one of it being how simple and straight to the point the teacher's explanation is. This really allows the student to require less thinking and allow a smooth learning session as like I said, less thinking. So they would really need to focus that much and then at the same time they can put their mind on what exactly is the teacher trying to point out without having to worry about it so much. And then the student no, the teacher is being very accepting of their students' input and repeating them also shows her attention to each of her students by emphasizing another student's answer to help others that might have misheard it or even as an acknowledgement on her part. Her effort in giving a proper feedback too for the student's answer also shows this aspect as well as help reinforce the bond between teacher and students. Not to forget how her loud and clear voice ensure that everyone in the class can hear her properly and not feel left out, even if they sit at the very back that may mean lower noise. Next, I would like to emphasize some issues I think should be checked upon. The most notable issue I notice is the large number of students in a group is, as the activities are quite simple and does not need much discussing in my opinion. I feel like some members of a group that is around six that I noticed so far, at least for each group, is around that number. So some of those members might slack off or take no part in the activity, whether it be intentional or not. This can lead to a very large problem for those students, especially in extended periods of time, like when the class finally take a bigger focus on individual work, which can be very confusing. Another issue worth mentioning is how the students were not proactive nor reactive in the class at all, which can lower the teacher's motivation to teach them as they are not getting a good response. Like, would you really want to teach somebody who's just sitting there silently, not giving any sort of input? No. One more issue that is important is how there are no question and answer session given at all. Now I can overlook this by of how maybe the teacher overlooked it or even how the situation occurred because the students are normally nervous in the class so the teacher may just give them a freebie, but questions should have been asked. Even if the students kept their question to be asked at another time, the result can and be very different if compared to asking in the class at that moment. The, te- the teacher or students could have forgotten key information that is relevant to the question. The teacher could have little to no time to be asked, resulting in a short and unsatisfying answer, or even the student forgetting how they wanted to pose the question to begin with. Thus, there should have been a Q&A session given in the lesson. Lastly, to improve on the bad parts I have mentioned is very simple. First, the teacher should have told the students in advance on what is planned for their next class to avoid time loss. Second is to add more eye-catching elements to her digital slides, like some animation and plenty of colors so the students are not daydreaming. Third is to organize the students into smaller groups, like 4 people in a group, and adjust the lesson so it still needs everyone participation no matter what. Fourth and finally is to give sudden questions to the students occasionally, like I remember, to keep them alert as well as offering around 3 to 5 minutes for some question to be asked in between some of the mini subsession, I suppose. As such, that is all of my personal belief on the ESL teaching learn and learning video. Thank you and have a good day.